Hey guys, it's me Rebecca. So I'm here today to do the mid-year book freakout tag to discuss some books I read this year. So yeah, that's it. Let's get started with the first question, which is best book you've read so far this year. And for me, there are a couple answers I could have gone with, but the first one that came to mind is Hacks by Jenny Fagan, and this is about this woman who's from our time period, and she travels back in time to visit Gillis Duncan, who's been convicted of witchcraft in Edinburgh and is waiting not for a trial but for her execution. And we explore this, these two women and what they've gone through, and see how really when it comes to judging women in one, like not much has changed. Like yes, women are not executed anymore, but they are held to higher standards. So yeah, this one this left something in me, and I just enjoyed it a lot. And as well, I'm gonna do another option just because I really want to talk about this book some more, and it's The Lamb by Lucy Rose. And this is about this girl named Margot, and she lives with her mama in the secluded cabin in the woods. And mama has a certain taste for human flesh, and they take in strays or people who've gone off the path and gone lost, and people who who will be forgotten about and whatnot. And this continues until one day this woman named Eden shows up, and Mama decides Eden can stay, and we just explore this. We explore this like mother-daughter relationship where Margot just wants her mother to show her some love and to be there for her, and it's just very complicated and very messed up. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite books of the year. Best sequel you've read so far this year. Now, I think this time last year I wasn't so great with continuing series. I've made some progress on it this year, and for me that answer would be Jade the Legacy, which is the third and final book in Greenbone Saga. The first book is Jade City, and in the first book we follow this family named the Calls, and we see the family dynamic, and we see them kind of they're ahead of a family. They're ahead of this clan called the No Peak clan, which rules over this land in Keaton and Henry's, and they also have to deal with a rivalry with the Mountain Clan, which is also another major clan in this land. And the thing is, both of these clans and own clans, they have these abilities which they can have by wearing the jade. And with this final installment, I really much enjoyed seeing how there's been advances in technology, seeing how the older generation has to utilize these new advances, how at first they're wary of them before accepting that they're not going to go away anytime soon. And as well, we see the newer younger generation kind of drift away from the traditions that the older generation has grown up with, and it's the older generation accepting the new ways of things and accepting that the younger generation is not so strict in tradition and whatnot. And yeah, I just very much enjoyed this conclusion. And new release you haven't read yet, but one too. I have two on my TBR. There's like, I have a whole list, and some it's like, I think it's like Faithbringer by Hannah Cannon, which is the third book and final book in the Godkiller trilogy. But the two books on my TBR is The River Has Roots by Amal El Mortar, and this follows Riverless to the small town of Thistlefoot on the edge of area, and meet two sisters who cannot be separated even in death. I read the work she did with, oh god, what is his name? Max Gladstone, I believe it is. This is How You Lose the Time War, and I just very much enjoyed it too. I'm just very much enjoying about it. The other one is Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. I've liked all of Olivia Blake's works that I've read so far. And this one is about this brilliant CEO who dies, and any three of his gifted children would be the possible inheritor to his throne. And we just see them, and as well there is some magic in here. So yeah, I'm not really in the mood to read the full synopsis right now, so yeah. And I'm thinking most anticipated release for the second half of the year. 100% it's Calabasas, I believe it is, by R.F. Kuang. I've enjoyed all of R.F. Kuang's works so far. I'm also looking forward to Human Rights by Juno Dawson, which is the third and final book in her Majesty's Royal Coven trilogy. So yeah, biggest disappointment. So with this and the next question, I'm not really gonna be the best at this because I don't go into books with high expectations. My expectations for books is this: I hope I enjoy it. Like, I don't really think I'm gonna love a book, or I'm just hoping, I hope I enjoy this. Like, I enjoy the story, that I can get through the story. Like, there's something in the story that I can connect to. But for me, I would have to say my biggest disappointment is when I have to DNF a book, and I did DNF one book this year, and it is What the River Knows by Isabel Abanez. I just didn't personally care for anything in that book, so okay, biggest surprise. So I'm not the biggest woman's person. I don't know, I just don't really gravitate towards like women's. But for me, I would have to say Heartless Hunter by Kirsten Cicerelli was a big surprise, just because I did enjoy the woman's in this, and I didn't think it was too cheesy, ridiculous. Like, I just had a lot of fun with it. Like, I'm not saying that I'm a hater of women's. I'm not saying that it's just, I just didn't really think it would be my cup of tea personally. But maybe I can get by if it's in a fantasy, depending on like the kind. I don't know. Okay, favorite new author, debut or new to you? With this one, I'm not gonna say favorite new author just because I've read one or two books by a lot of authors this year, but for me, an author or two that I would like to read more of is definitely Sally Rooney. I was about to say Normal People, but no, the Sally Rooney. I read Normal People this year, and I really much enjoyed seeing the complexities of these characters, how they deal with a lot of stuff in their early 20s, and as well they're just trying to figure out life, and it all felt very real to me because they were just like very like complex. They were in like black and white, but in many shades of gray. No, I just enjoyed it, and I want to read more by her. I also would like to read more by Lucy Willis, just because I really enjoyed this one. And newest fictional question. I think I answered the same last year. I'm gonna answer the same this year. I don't get fictional questions. That's not my thing, person. I don't question characters. Okay, newest favorite character. 100% my newest favorite character, Anna from the Tinted Cup. I very much enjoyed seeing how eccentric she is, and her unawareness of social norms, like how she unintentionally, or maybe intentionally, held two people hostage in this book because she couldn't stop asking them questions, and they felt obliged or obligated to stick around and answer her questions. But also we see in the second book, A Drop of Corruption, how she can be more serious, and how cases do affect her when she cannot see a clear-cut pattern in one another. I can relate a lot to her. I like patterns as well. I like yeah, I just really much enjoyed her character. Book that made you cry. I don't cry when I read. I'm just never feeling emotionally attached, but I did feel emotionally attached to like what was happening in Hex. Like it was just heartbreaking what these characters were going through. But a book that probably should have made me cry is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zova Kato. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the last name or any of them. But it says these characters, like we follow them when they're like 18, 19 years old, and they have to go through a lot, and they had to grow up very fast, and they just lost a lot of people that they love, and we see how they grapple with that. We see how their minds are trying to protect them and whatnot. So yeah, overall I just felt a lot. And book that made you happy. Heartless Hunter, this because I had a lot of fun with this. Like this one I also struggled with, just because I don't think I read a lot of happy books. So yeah, most beautiful book that you've bought so far this year or received. I feel like that's difficult, just because I buy a lot of like standard editions. But for me, it is Rebel Witch by Kirsten Cicerelli, just because I just like this a lot. And last but not least is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I don't set TBRs, so for me it's just any book that catches my eye and intrigues me, so I guess any book on my TBR. But yeah, that's all of the questions. I'm gonna leave the list of questions in the description below if you want to answer, just tag yourself. But yeah, that's all for now, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below answering some of these questions if you wanna, and please subscribe to this channel, and if you wanna follow me on any social media, all those links are on the down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Bye.